right, welcome everybody to Thursday Night Throwdown, their Arca Series Championship. I'm Ryan Ezel from Evolution Racing Network. I'm the one running the controls and the producer. Only we've got two superstars in the booth that will be calling all the action from flag to flag tonight for both races in the Arca and the Truck Series. As we have 1 minute left to go in practice, let me introduce those guys and turn it over to them. Michael Sheffield and Craig A. Booth, and welcome to Phoenix, boys. All about it.
Well, here we go. Championship night here at Phoenix, Craig. Everybody's worked to this point in the season. Looks like our points leader, Brian Seaborn, anything extraordinary happened tonight. Looks like he will seal up the championship, Craig. How do you feel coming into Phoenix here as a champion on the championship night?
Sheffield, it's going to be such a technical track tonight. Heavy braking zones in turn number 1 and turn number 3. The dog legs open tonight, Chef, so they're going to be flying down turn number 2 all night long. It's going to be super exciting. But to get back to your point about the championship standings, Brian Seaborn right now, he has an 18-point gap over Brandon Pearl. Bell, we're going to be looking at tonight, Sheffield, between Pearl and Delph. They're both 18 back, so it's anyone's ballgame there. And Clinton Sneed sitting in 4th, so it's going to be exciting to see what's happening there as practice is over. We're going to roll over to qualifying here, Sheffield.
Yeah, we're going to roll over qualifying, but you bring up a very valid point. Clinton Sneed can sneak up there and take second place away from any one of those two guys. So, this could turn, completely around before the end of the night qualifying.
Qualifying here at Phoenix is going to be so crucial. Warm up the brakes. I'm excited to see what these guys can do here. It's going to be such a tire-saving track throughout the night. You got to anticipate the long run, Chatfield, as you're so good at doing. As we see these cars come out here tonight at Phoenix.
Yeah, you've got to, as you mentioned, anticipate the long run, which is what I love doing. But there's also another factor here tonight. You're looking about 75 to 80 laps on a fuel run. So you're going to have to pit once. We know that. Now, are you going to undercut it? Are you going to pit it halfway? Should be varying strategies here. And, a caution coming out could mix that up even more, Craig.
Yeah, the caution coming out is going to mix up everything. It's a very tight track. I think lap cars are going to come into play too, as we see Brian on the start-finish line and get his starting lap figured out. As he's going to hard brake zone in turn number 1. Sheffield, these guys are going to be battling that loose car all night long. Yeah,
Bradley Wilson there, 28.1 is what I'm showing right now on the screen. Let's see how the qualifying lines up here.
Bradley Wilson right now hitting the brakes. You really got to roll it through 3 and 4 right here. Throttle control. You don't want to crush that egg as you come down the front straightaway to get his lap. As Bradley Wilson will go to the top of the charts at 28.10.
That's not surprising with the runs he's had over the last couple of weeks either. So, championship, I'm sure these guys have practiced all week. It's going to be a lot of tough, because you mentioned long run might change things up. And as you mentioned earlier, getting on the brakes early and coming through, getting set through that corner, let the guys kind of take off from you, because later in the run, you've got those tires.
Later in the run, you really want to back up your corner in turn number 1 and turn number 3 all night long. Something that's going to pay dividends in the long run when you save on those tires right now. At the top of the board is Bradley Wilson with a 28.10. Winker just goes up to 3rd with a 28.23.
Yeah, 28.23. There's going to be some close laps here. Looks like Wilson is going to hold on to the pole right now at this moment. I'm trying to see if there any time, and it looks like Garrett Delph, Donnie Lyons, Clinton Sneed, and Howie Meyer are still yet to take time.
Yeah, right now that's Joshua Abbey right now going through the dogleg. That's the dogleg that we've been talking about. It's so crucial to get down there. It's going to save you a lot of times. It's going to burn up more tires, Sheffield. But to the guy that's not taking the dogleg, you gotta be careful coming back up on the track, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And also later in the run, you have to consider with the dogleg, dropping down off the bottom of the track can really upset the car going through that dogleg. And later in the run, you might see some cars get loose and lose it there.
Absolutely. As right now, we are gonna go to take it to the national anthem to pay homage to our troops.
but so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed. And the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, the home of the brave.
All right, fans, welcome back to Evolution Racing Network's coverage of three-ride racing leagues here, the Phoenix International Speedway tonight. We're going to go through your starting grid for tonight's race. Your pole sitter with a 28.041 would be Bradley Wilson. Starting on the outside would be Joshua Abbey in the 05. Starting third will be Bryant Seaborn in the number 76. Fourth will be the 00 Brandon Pearl. Fifth will be Kevin Winker in the number 8 of Brandon Browning. Seventh is Clayton Kincart in the number 77. Eighth is the number 97 of Rodney Griffin.
Rolling off ninth, and the number 13 is Garrett Delph. Starting 10th, and the number 75.
You know, that you're going to see probably single file running here, you know, after, 5 or 10 laps, correct?
Yeah, Sheffield, I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of give and take early on. I'm going to give a little, I'm going to take a little. As right now, the pace car right now going into turn number 3. You know, it's going to be exciting. Some side-by-side racing early on. It's going to be all about restarts, getting that track position as the pace car right now is in 3 and 4.
Yeah, pace car in 3 and 4, lights off. They will be coming to the green flag this time by. Bradley Wilson will be leading with Joshua Abbey on his outside. We're getting ready to get underway. And there's the green flag, and it's a drag race to turn number 1 between Bradley Wilson and Joshua Abbey. Drag
race to turn number 1 at the bottom line here, as he's going to have the advantage over Joshua Abbey as Brandon Pearl and Brian Skidmore are side by side in the dog leg.
Yeah, with the lead right now is Bradley Wilson, Joshua Abbey second, Brandon Pearl third, fourth is Bryant Seaborn, and fifth is Kevin Winker. Now, we mentioned it earlier, you know these guys have got a handful right now with these green tires, Craig.
Handful is to say the least right now. Is a heavy braking zone in turn number 1. Bradley Wilson still leading the one, but you said it, in turn number 3, it's going to be a handful. The car's going to feel so loose. You got to get on the brakes early. You got to roll through the corner right now as caution flies here on lap number 2 here at Phoenix.
Yeah, watching that first corner there, you saw Brandon Pearl slide up a little bit. Car's not quite ready to settle down, as we're going to try to take a look, you know, and see what happened there on that caution flag.
Right now I'm looking at it's Colton Kincart has crashed here at Phoenix on lap number 3. That's not a good way to start the night, Sheffield, but hey, these ARCA guys, they got a quick fix in the bag.
Yeah, they got a quick fix, and it looks like he just got a little below the yellow line there, and got down, and that would definitely loosen the car up, especially on these green tires. You know, right now the cars are really unstable. The tires aren't quite up to temperature yet, so that has a huge effect on the car turning down in the corner, and just getting a little below that yellow line will definitely upset the car.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to hit the apron here, as the car will go south in a hurry right now, as no one is electing to pit. It's early on, Sheffield. You said the pit window tonight, 70 to 75 laps. Everyone electing to
I'm going to stay out, early here. Lights are still on the pace car. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back with Phoenix International Raceway. All right, race fans, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in with us here tonight on Evolution Work. We are now 5 laps in. We had our first caution there. Colton Kinkart got a little loose there on the green tires, and fortunately, like we mentioned earlier, they do have one fast repair here. I'm sure he elected to use it, but as you can tell, it looks like we're going to have a single file restart here, Craig. It was too close to the initial green flag.
Yeah, it's looking like the pace light foul for these guys in the Thursday night throwdown. That's foul for these guys in the Thursday night throwdown. That's going to give the advantage to Bradley Wilson. He's going to get the jump out into turn number 1. I'm almost wondering what Joshua Abbey's going to do. Maybe he's going to follow suit, or maybe dive down in on him.
Yeah, the advantage here is definitely going to go to Bradley Wilson. It's going to give him not having to fight for that lane he wants going into turn 1. And I'm curious to see, as you mentioned, Joshua Abbey. He's kind of, Bradley Wilson got a good jump there, and I'm curious to see how quick Joshua Abbey's going to try to get up towards the front, or is he going to just try to save his stuff and make a run at it later?
Bradley Wilson did a good job of getting the field all the way up to the right side, because you can't pass on the right side before the start-finish line. Bradley Wilson right now using that dog leg. He's going to have almost a half-second advantage into turn number 3.
Joshua Abbey, Bryant Seaborn running 3rd, Brandon Pearl 4th. 5th right now is the 42 machine of Kevin Winker, and 6th is Clayton Kinkart's got his car fixed. He's back up and trying to work his way in the top 5.
Bradley Wilson right now, we've seen him so strong in at Michigan. Right now, Joshua Abbey getting loose. Big hit in the outside safer barrier. Caution flying right now. The 05 car took a hard lick there in the dog turn.
Yeah, it was a hard lick there, and that coming out of that dog turn. Fortunately, everyone else was able to get by him and didn't see any other cars with damage. Like as you mentioned, it looks like he's not going to be able to drive it back to pit lane. He's going to have to tow, and that will cost you a little bit of time, Craig.
People that have iRaced before know what the towing is. The towing, if you can't drive the car back to pit road, you have to elect for a tow, and that's crucial. You're going to go laps down. It's going to be about a 2-minute wait till you can work on that car. Big hit for that 05 car we see there. Yeah, engine's blown, Sheffield. It's not. Oh, he's rolling a little bit. Yeah, he's calling for a tow here tonight, here at Phoenix International Speedway.
And that's one thing we mentioned earlier, that dog leg. Early in the run and later in the run, getting down is so much of a change there, and it disrupts the car going from, on the track, off the track, and this almost a little bit of a heel there at the bottom. And you got any little bit of wheel in it, it will cause the car to get disrupted in the rear and come around, as you just saw, and shot him to the outside wall.
Absolutely correct, Sheffield. That car, it's gonna wiggle you. You gotta have the strength to straighten her out just a little bit. The car can snap on you in a hurry. You don't, it's a tough break for Joshua Abbey here early. You got the quick fix in the bag though. Learn from your mistakes, Sheffield. Learn, get back up to the front, try to go out there and get a win.
Yeah, and speaking from personal experiences here at Phoenix, you get the car a little loose. You think you got it gathered back up because you're leaning towards the inside wall. You get it straightened back out. You get back in the gas, and then you hit the outside wall. So it's a really tough track. It's a very fine line here of, being on the edge of really fast and on the edge of to a wall.
Sheffield taking the dog leg. It's I don't want to say it's not faster. It might be just a little faster, but it's almost preferred. It's if you got the bottom coming out of turn number 1, if you want to take it. What were your thoughts on the dog leg, Sheffield? It preferred, or is it faster?
It's kind of a risk versus reward. For me, I would try to take it. It's a line there I usually try to run, not quite all the way towards the inside the wall. I want to chop off a little bit of time there, and it all depends on what position you're at and what you're trying to do. If you're faster than the leader and you're trying to gain on him, yes, you're going to take it. If you're the leader and you got a comfortable lead there, you don't necessarily less tire wear you putting on your tires. As the green, the lights look like a pace car, so we should be going green. Is there double file here coming through 3 and 4, Craig?
Pace car about to dip down here at Phoenix. Lap number 10. Is Bradley Wilson going to bring the field to the green flag? Bradley Wilson with Brandon Pearl right on his back bumper.
Yeah, a good restart there for Bradley Wilson with Brandon Pearl now moving up to second. Bryant Seaborn is going to be holding your third position, and fourth will be Clayton Kinkard. And my apologies, that was Colton Kinkard that got into the wall earlier, Craig.
Bradley Wilson right now rolling turns number 3, and Brandon Pearl right there in second. He's out to a 3/10 lead right now as they're single file 1 through 6.
Yeah, Brandon Pearl we've seen before make a late charge. He's in a race. He's put his way up to second now, and I'm wondering, as we mentioned earlier, who's gonna let him go for now, and I'll try to catch him later. He plans out, but as we mentioned, pit road strategy could change that all up too.
Pit road strategy is going to be the key factor all night long. It's right now in a couple laps, Sheffield. The pit window is going to open, but it's going to be about tires. It's about you can't come too early because you're going to have so many laps in the later run. These guys right now are doing a good job out here. It's Wilson right now. He's using the dog leg. He's preferring it. He has almost a second lead over Brandon Pearl.
Yeah, he's got almost a second lead, and you're talking about undercutting in the pit window open. I really don't expect anybody. Probably, I'm thinking undercut maybe lap 35, maybe lap 40. I expect to see some drivers come in right at the halfway mark, and you might have one or two that try to stay out a little bit later. So,
yeah, Sheffield, when you think about undercutting, when you think about green flag pit stops, you have to think about the caution. If you pit here at Phoenix, you're gonna go a lap down. You're maybe 2 laps down. It's such a long pit road. It's such a short track. You come down pit road, Sheffield, and caution flies. Your night is almost over.
Well, Bradley Wilson is loving what he's seeing out of his windshield right now. Nobody in front of him. He's able to rotate that bottom in 1 and 2 very, very nicely there. Saw the Brandon Pearl a little bit heavier in there. He kind of running the middle to higher line. And looking right now at Bradley Wilson, he's just sticking to the bottom through 3 and 4, getting good rotation in the car, letting the car drive up to the wall with the accelerator. So, as you mentioned, response is going to be key.
Throttle control is going to be the key all night. Sheffield and these ARCA cars, they're extremely loose. Heavy braking points here. It's such a fun track to drive. As right now, Bradley Wilson, he's doing a good job. He almost has a 2-second lead here at Phoenix, but the question is tire wear. We're coming into that little segment of race. Are you Sheffield running out there, or you think he's doing all right?
I think he's doing all right right now by looking the way he's rotating the bottom, but the battle here is going to be, I'm looking at the group of cars from 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. They're all kind of grouping together right now, so I'm wanting to see who's going to have the fastest car out of that group. As you see the 76 of Brian Seaborn now is catching up with Brandon Pearl, and he's bringing the 42 machine of Kevin Winker with him. And if you remember a few weeks back, Kevin Winker making that 3rd lane work at I believe it was Talladega there, and so he's one that can run up front as well.
Yeah, Kevin Winker always looking to find the lane that no one else is using right now. But Brandon Pearl, I'll tell you what, he's using the majority of the dog leg. He's getting way down low there right now. As we see Brent Seaborn, he's riding that yellow line. So there's different lanes moving there. It's really exciting to see what's going to pay off in the long run.
Yeah, it's going to be all about the long run here. As you mentioned, you can lead for 99 laps, but the most important one is going to be that last one. And we've seen quite a few times, in this season here. Late, last lap change. So, that's the most important one. And I'm sure these guys had that long run plan in their mind. So,
yeah, going back to Michigan, about the pit strategy, you stay out the longest. You have you get on the aggressive side of things. When you do come down to see, that was Brandon Pearl that I'm talking about. Michigan, he stayed out the longest. We thought, you're staying out way too long. You're going to lose so much time, but he came back, he used the tires. So, pit strategy is going to be a huge one tonight, Michael. Yeah,
and looking right now at the last times by, Bradley Wilson is still the fastest car. As you mentioned, is he burning him up a little bit? He is still the fastest car out there. As we mentioned, I'm wondering, who's going to make that charge. Yeah, we're 21 laps now into this race.
Bradley Wilson's last lap was a 28.68. Brandon Pearl with a 28.80. Kevin Winker right now in 3rd with a 28.97. So, yeah, Bradson right now being a wheel man here at Phoenix.
Yeah, he's wheeling that machine right around. And look, he just mentioned earlier, he's able to get to the bottom there and 1 and 2 getting a very nice drive off, which is helping his time. And trying to pay attention, he's running the dog leg here, but not really deep. He's getting that car set down really nicely, getting it set into turn 3 and 4, getting a good rotation, working it back towards that yellow line on the exit to get as much, as we mentioned here, momentum is going to be the key.
Momentum the key here at Phoenix tonight right now as it's a 2-second lead for Bradley Wilson. Brandon Pearl in second, Kevin Winker in third, fourth, Bryant Seaborn, fifth, Clinton Sneed, sixth, Clayton Kinkart, seventh is going to be the number 48, Brandon Browning, and eighth, Garrett Delp, ninth is Brian Skidmore, and around out your top 10 is Kelly Ertz.
And looking now at the 49 machine of Clinton Sneed, he's making his way up. He's up 8 positions from his starting position, so he's trying to get on the back of Brian Seaborn and challenge now for that 4th position.
Yeah, Seaborn just lost the 3rd spot to Kevin Winker. Now he's under heavy fire from Clinton Sneed. Clinton Sneed right now rolling that 49 pretty good right now. He has his eyes set on Brian Seaborn.
Yeah, Clinton Sneed last time by was the fastest car on the track. So here, see how these next 28.87 leader ran are 28.95.
Clinton Sneed right now working on Bryant Seaborn right now down the back straightaway as he's going to set his marks in the turn number 1. There's still single file here at Phoenix. Lap number 25 out of 100.
Yeah, lap number 25, quarter of the way through this race. She mentioned Bradley Wilson is your leader. Brandon Pearl running second. Kevin Winker third. Fourth, Brian Seaborn. And fifth is Clinton Sneed. To all our viewers out there, it seems like I was just notified we're having a little bit of a technical issue. We're going to have to do a quick restart.